Mike Sullivan. I'm a former IRS agent and teaching instructor with the Internal Revenue Service. I worked about 10,000 cases. I'm a national expert in IRS resolution. I should. Hell, I've been doing this long. So I've been on Fox and ABC and all the yada yada stuff. So what I try to do, by the way, thanks for listening to the channel. What I like to do is I like to pull back the curtain so you can see how an IRS agent looks at the case and the answers IRS gives. There's probably 1% of all these YouTubes that are done by former IRS agents. I'm just going to tell you, no criticism here. Listen to what a former IRS agent has, because that's been their life all the time, day in, day out, day in, day out, day out. So whatever I tell you here is really going to be gold. So today I want to talk to you about what is the lowest IRS is going to settle for an offer and compromise. Everyone who calls me, what's the lowest? What's the lowest? No one says, what's the highest? What's high? What's the lowest? So let me at least explain this to you. There is a program for the IRS, and it's all by chart and standard. It's not an educated guess. IRS doesn't look at all your paperwork and says, gee, let me take 5,000 on this one. I think that'll be good. It doesn't work like that. There is an IRS pre-qualifier tool online. They will let you know what you can settle your debt for. They're going to ask for income, expenses, and assets. There is a very specific program on how you can. It's just not a guess. Well, I owe 50. I think maybe they'll take 10. It don't work like that. So let me tell you the lowest they're going to set for. Okay. Here's the two parts of the offer and compromise. IRS wants to know what your total liquidity is in all your assets. Let's say your liquidity is about 100,000. Let's say 50,000. If you liquidated everything you have 50,000. Now your homestead is discounted 20%. Let's just say that's included, that you have a $50,000, everything in liquidity is 50. IRS isn't going to settle for anything less than that. Don't waste your time. Don't go to a company. Don't see if they have special programs. That's not going to go ahead and fly. You have to give them at least 50,000 on that offer. They're not going to discount it because they'll have a lien on it and they can own it and they can seize it. They're just not going to do that. So understand that's the first part. The second part is how much money do you make a month and what are your expenses? However, IRS dictates your expenses. They dictate your expenses for food and clothing, for housing and utilities. You can look at irs.gov and put in housing and utilities, go to your state, go to your county, and you'll find out on that form exactly how much they're going to allow you for housing and utilities. Then they're going to dictate how much you can spend on a car or two cars and how much they'll give you for gas and oil. So I want you to understand that IRS has this chart and this formula. It's not a haphazard guess. It's not, gee, this person isn't feeling good today. They had back surgery. They had this problem. There is a very specific standard. Now, how do you drive that number down? That's where you use former IRS agents and people who've done these cases over and over. There's ways to do that. There's ways when to file the offer. There's ways how you document the offer. The best time to file the offer is when you're doing the worst. So a lot of companies will look at your offer for a free consultation. They'll go ahead and let you know in similar circumstances what happens. You'll want to make sure whoever you're giving this offer to is going to be able to get you the lowest. And I'm telling you, anyone who worked at IRS, they're going to know who gives you the lowest offer and compromise. But remember, there is a formula. It's not a guess. So anyway, if you have questions, you're always welcome to just send them to me, call me. By the way, there's a subscription button somewhere on there. If this information was helpful to you, just go ahead and let me know. And the other thing I need to tell you, you must have all your tax returns filed. And in the year we're in right now, we're in 2022, you've got to make sure your withholding is up to date or your W-4s are up to date, or they're not going to work the offer. So remember, the offer and compromise is a very, very specific program. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Thank you very much for listening. Just leave me a comment. I'll get back with you.